Hi, my name is Jamie Wang. I'm from Dr. Hansen's research group at Florida State University. We published this article recently in Journal of Physical Chemistry C, and it introduces a new technique called self-assembled bilayers in order to modulate electron transfer dynamics at di-semiconductor interface. So we're interested in the interfacial electron transfer at di-semiconductor surface because it is very essential in dye-sensitized solar cell studies. So in a dye-sensitized solar cell, the chromophore will absorb the light, and this electron will inject into the conduction band of metal oxide from the excited state. So the solution, the electrolyte between the two electrodes, will replenish this electron. The iodide will donate this electron to the previously oxidized dye. Then the electrons in the conduction band of the semiconductor will enter the external circuit and perform work. So this lower energy electron will return to the counter electrode and then reduce the triiodide back to iodide to complete the circuit. And however, there are some undesirable events in a dye-sensitized solar cell. For example, this excited state could relax back through a fluorescent emission. Or after it is injected into the conduction band, it could charge recombine with the oxidized dye or with the redox couple. So in this paper, we focus on trying to slow down this back electron transfer rate with the oxidized dye, because theoretically, if we decrease this rate by an order of magnitude, we would be able to see up to an increase in open circuit voltage up to 50 millivolts. And previous method on slowing this back electron transfer rate down involves this spatial separation in between the dye molecules and the semiconductor. So they covalently link this long and rigid rod-like molecule onto the chromophore. And this spatial separation that they introduced would slow the back electron transfer rate down from the metal oxide to the oxidized dye. However, despite these designs being very elegant, there are some difficulties in these type of architecture. For example, these molecules are generally very synthetically difficult to obtain, and due to their geometry restraints, they usually lie down on the surface of metal oxide. And finally, these covalent bonds will allow them to electronically coupled with each other. Therefore, they will change the properties of the dye, for example, the redox potential. And therefore, in a self-assembled bilayers, we can improve all those above mentioned adversity. And this technique is very simple. So we just need to soak the metal oxide through a stepwise solution deposition. First, we take the metal oxide and soak it into the bridging solutions. And then we take it out and coordinate it with the linking ions. And then finally, it will coordinate to the dye as we deposit the dye. So this is how the bilayers are constructed. And we characterize these bilayers through ATR-IR and UV-Vis. So when we couple them together, we have very strong evidence to suggest that the phosphonate group and the zirconia are binding together, and it supports the bilayer structure. And moving on, the 4 electron transfer rate we observed, which is the electron injection from the excited state chromophore to the metal oxide, we measured it through quantum yield measurement and emission lifetime measurement. So couple them up, we observe a very systematic trend, which is as the bridge length is getting shorter, we see a 4 electron transfer rate being significantly increased. And as for back electron transfer, which is the electron transfer rate from the metal oxide to recombine with the oxidized dye, and this rate was measured through nanosecond transient absorption. So we also observe a systematic trend with the bridging molecules that we use. So as the bridging molecule's length increases, we see the back electron transfer rate being decreased. So in conclusion, structural-wise, self-assembled bilayer is synthetically convenient, Also, it is a very modular technique, which for future studies, it's very simple and convenient if we want to substitute the dye molecule or the bridge molecules. And for electron transfer rate, the electron transfer rate both with flow forward and backward shows a exponential decay as the bridge lengths are increasing. And this exponential decay suggests that the electrons transfers are lying within the tunneling regimes, and further details can be found in the article. In the future, we will like to build devices, dye-sensitized solar cells, out of these bilayers, and then we will measure the injection rate by femtosecond transient absorption. Thank you.